Greetings, you're watching Z51's Adventures. Today we're having a look at this Corvette C7,
which I, well, kind of just bought. Owning this car has been a dream of mine for a while, and in this video I will show you why this car is so special, and we will even drive on the German Autobahn where there is no speed limit.
So now having a look at the car from the outside, you can see from the back nothing really special here. We still have the chrome badges on, which will be gone very soon, which you can see in a future video. On the side we have the boring stock wheels, but don't worry, that's only the winter set of wheels. Looking at it from the side, it's, well, basically just the normal Stingray, although I have to say I really like the way how the roof line and everything moves. I think it looks very good and even very fast, although it doesn't have that much horsepower. We're talking like 470 horsepower right here with a manual 7-speed transmission. But looking from the outside, we have to go to the front where the real magic begins. Here we have a 01 style front, which if you follow me on Instagram you know why this one is on. You see it right now too. Well, there something happened that made it necessary for a new front. So visually the car is still 99% stock, with pretty much only the front splitter and stuff being new. But in the next couple of videos we're gonna have much fun with this car, tuning wise.
Now, let's talk some quick numbers. This Corvette C7 Z51 Stingray is powered by a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8, putting out 470 horsepower and 630 Nm of torque at around only 1500 kilos. All of this in combination with a manual 7-speed transmission gets us to a top speed of over 300 km an hour. Now enough yapping around, let's hop into the car and drive.
So why did I buy this car? First of all, I think this car is one of the best value for money you can get right now. With this having around like almost 500 horsepower, if you round it a bit sketchy. Also, I think it looks very good from the outside. It has a very sleek look, and I think it looks much more expensive than it actually is. I really love the design of that car, and also with the manual transmission, which is very rare today. I think it's just a lovely car because it can do many things. This is a 7-speed manual transmission, so also just going on long road trips is no issue at all. You can just put the car in 7th gear and cruise along very easily. That's the one side of the car, but on the other side you can also put a car into track mode and really have a blast with this car. And also this is a, you might know that actually this is the LT1 engine, which is a next generation of the LS3, which you most likely will know, which is a 6.2 liter Chevy naturally aspirated engine. So take care real quick. As you can see, you have plenty of power. When you have to overtake something, it's just slightly roll into the gas and you're gone. Also, compared to modern cars, like for example the G Series M4, it's a relatively light car, with this being around 1400 kilos dry, which is this many pounds. It's much more lighter than a M4 that's around like 1800 kilos, so you do save a significant amount of weight. It's not an MX-5 or Miata, something like that, but it is really noticeably lighter than many modern sports cars. But with this car being so light, it's very easy to, well, just lose the car. If you just put a bit too much throttle in the corners, the back snaps out immediately. That's a very big concern with this car. So you really have to drive cautious, because from just one moment to another you can get out of a corner. So, but interestingly enough, this car, even with the new front, which is significantly lower than the stock one, it's still very good daily car in my opinion. because like I said earlier, it's very quiet when you want it to be. It can also be very, very loud and rowdy. But if you're just cruising around the city and you just want to have a quiet drive, this car absolutely can do it. Right now it actually is in quiet mode, so that you can hear me. And also the clearance isn't that bad. You can get in and out of pretty much every parking garage with the stock front, with the new front end of it, which has a low split run. It gets a bit more difficult. I would say like around 30% of the parking garages are too steep now, but in most parking garages you still fit into, and it's actually not that bad when it comes to scraping. And also, if you have a look at the boot, it's enormous. Like you can easily buy the groceries for a whole family for the week. You can easily go on vacations for 2-3 weeks for 2 people, no problem at all. It really is a car that pretty much can do anything if you wanted to. The only thing that I have to say which kind of annoys me is that if you want to tune it, if you want to mod your car, it's very, very expensive. Like many people are used to seeing the B58s, the S58s of the BMWs and the Supra, being able to literally download horsepower just via an app, and in 30 seconds we have another 100 horsepower. With this car, or with this platform in general, regardless what Corvette you drive, making power is rather expensive. Especially here in Europe, and mostly in Germany, where you have the TÜV, where everything has to be regulated and you have to have papers for everything. It can get very, very expensive very, very fast. But enough yapping. I think you want to see the car drive for a bit, so come here. So here we are. Now that I started yapping to you about all the reasons, logical reasons, why you might want this car, we all know that the real reason is pretty much the engine and the sounds it produces, the way it accelerates everything. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Just a quick little POV of the Bavarian back roads we have here on a lovely spring day. Actually, this thing has a very unique problem for me, so if I may say so, which is that this car gets so fast, way too fast. So you just press on the throttle for a couple of seconds, you're just accelerating normally, and you're already doing jail speeds without even realizing it. So if you accelerate out of a town or something, it's very, very fast that you get carried away and will drive more than allowed. Alright, enough yapping around. Now it's time to finally go on the Autobahn and stretch this car's legs.
So, to sum it all up, honestly, this car just nails the sweet spot. The looks, the performance, the little track focus touches, it all just comes together so perfectly. Driving it really reminds you why the C7 generation still means so much to so many people. Unfortunately, we couldn't really push the vet on the Autobahn today, since it would have been unsafe with the amount of traffic. But you can look forward to an Autobahn dedicated video in the future. Also, if you're interested, I uploaded the full POV Autobahn run, which you can watch right here. I am really in love with this car and can't wait to create more videos for you with the Corvette. With that being said, thank you for watching and now get out there and chase your dreams.